Welcome everybody to the William Penn Coaches Show. Tonight we're going to start things out with Athletic Director Grant Ferris. He has some stuff to share tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first Coaches Show of the year. Before we get started, I would like to take a second to acknowledge something a little bit bigger than sports. As many of you know, the last 2 weeks, our campus has suffered two tragic accidents that resulted in the loss of 3 students. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the families, friends, and anyone grieving. Moments like this give us a chance to reflect on what it means to be a part of a community that not only comes together, but lifts each other up. While we carry this loss, we also celebrate the resiliency and spirits of William Penn. Tonight's show is about more than the X's and O's. It's a chance to celebrate our student athletes, our coaches, and the start of a new school year. Sports brings us together, and I hope this show can be a small part in what it means to support the Statesmen. So with that, let's get started, Drew.
Absolutely, very well said. So going into this weekend, we do have Family Weekend. Can you just give us some information, a look into that?
Yeah, it's a big weekend for a number of different reasons. I think we have roughly 350 parents coming back to campus this week. It's a great time for our students to be able to enjoy family time, get to spend time with their loved ones. Being a college student, you don't get to do that very often. And so I think it's a good atmosphere for all of our sports that we got going on. We have volleyball on Friday night, volleyball again on Saturday, both soccers and football. And then when you look at football specifically, it's a really big game for us. We're receiving votes for the first time in a number of years. We're 3-0 for the first time in 13 years, I believe is the number. So it's an exciting time, exciting weekend, and looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, and thanks for that open for us. We are now here with the head men's soccer coach, Joe Minton. Coach, I know that you're the number 8th ranked team. Based on some other interviews we've done, not as pleased that some other coaches would be with an 8th ranked team, but you have knocked off 2 top 25 teams. Can you kind of look into that for us, talk about that?
Yeah, they're the guys this year. We have an extremely talented group. We have a really good mix of transfers and freshmen. We've got the blend really well. They're so fun to coach, but they're so frustrating at the same time. And they turn it on in some games and they turn it off in other games. But I think that speaks volumes of where this program is currently at compared to where it was even when I first came here in 2017. You know, we're not happy with an 8th ranked. We're not happy with the results we're getting. We've still only lost 1 game on the year, but, you know, we want more. And I think the lads realise that as well. I think they're just as disappointed. So it's positive. It's absolutely positive. It looks nice to have the number next to your name, but, you know, at the end of the day, we're still leaving a bit too much meat on the bone at the end of games. So
absolutely. So you're just a few months in to the head coaching job. What have you learned through this experience so far?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, it was a good enough period where I had kind of a month to settle in, July to August, settle in, kind of figure it out, figure out the things that you don't really know as an assistant. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that the head coaches do that a lot of people don't see. You don't ask other people to do because it needs to be done a certain way. So I think I've learned a lot about kind of how I want to coach as well. I think I'm still figuring it out. I think we're still figuring out kind of my philosophy, how I want to coach, how I want my team to play. I think we're kind of developing that on the fly, but it's been really positive. And again, having a group of guys like we have currently who are extremely fun to coach. They're a great group of guys, and you know, we all get along. We're able to be serious in moments and fun in other moments. It makes it a lot easier for me to transition into that head coach role. I keep joking with a bunch of people about, I was fine as an assistant, lack of responsibility. Again, you're going home anxiety riddled sometime with games, but you know, you wouldn't change it for any other job in the world, right? I'm out there kicking a ball. That's my job. You know, I don't really have a desk job. I enjoy what I do. So.
Absolutely. So I got one last question here. It's a bit of a mouthful, so I'm going to read it right off the page here. Looking ahead, ranked Baker, always tough. Graceland and Benedictine are new to the league, but tough. William Woods. Yeah. Every game is a battle. Talk about what you guys do to keep up with every game and how you're preparing for those.
Yeah, I mean, the conference is an absolute joke. 7 teams inside top 25. We got 1 receiving votes at the moment in a 14-team conference. It's an absolute joke of how tough it is. So I think for us, we just need to focus a little bit more on us and not on kind of everybody else going on. Every game, we don't get a day off. There's other conferences around the country where you might be able to take Saturday off and you probably still win 3-4, 5-0. But in this conference, it's not like that. And that's the way we want it. We're national tournament ready at all times because of the teams we're playing. So we just got to keep focusing on what we're doing well. We definitely have to start scoring more goals here soon because, again, the season's going to get away from us real quick if we don't. But yeah, we just have to keep preparing like we're doing, and the preparation is good. It's just on the field at times, I think we're still adjusting and still learning each other. So it's a process. It's a long season still. We're in September. The final last year was December 9th, so we still have 3 whole months of soccer going on here. So yeah, for us, it's about just doubling down on what we're doing well, picking up what we're doing not so well, which is scoring goals, unfortunately, and we'll have a good season, I think.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, Coach. You guys can catch the William Penn men's soccer team this Saturday at 1:30 at Dross Field. Moving along here, we are here with the Shotgun Sports head coach, Colton Udemark. So starting things out, congratulations on back-to-back wins. Can you just recap what you saw from your team in those wins?
Yeah, honestly, last year it was great. Last year was great. We had a strong team last year. Obviously, coming off a national title in Division II, that was ecstatic. I was ecstatic. The team, in fact, we just got our rings in last week. So actually tonight I handed them out, and the kids are loving them. But yeah, no, I'm excited for this year. You know what they say: yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery.
Absolutely, Coach. So I know you got a lot of new individuals on the team. How is that going? Getting everybody involved, the camaraderie with the team, and that kind of situation. How's that going with you guys?
Yeah, no, we're 4 weeks in to school. I've got 12 new individuals on the team, and honestly, it's been gelling really well. The seniors on the team have really taken in the freshmen and the newcomers, and really, we're just one big happy family. I mean, I'm hearing that they're going out for. They're going to Taco Bell runs. They're going to McDonald's. I mean, they're hanging out at people's houses. It's just one big happy family, and we're seeing that on the field.
Absolutely. You mentioned the Taco Bell and McDonald's thing. We did the interviews with you guys for the media day. Every answer, it seemed like, was Taco Bell was the best place to eat in Oskaloosa, so at least you're seeing that too. So a lot of different individuals have scored for the squad in many of the early tournaments you guys have been in. Talk about the team's depth.
Yeah, so I've got 33 kids on the roster this year. And we have had basically 1 triangular, and we have had 2 competitions thus far. And the depth is absolutely insane to see. This past weekend, we competed at Simpson up at New Pioneer Gun Club in Waukee. And I mean, I've got 33 kids, and I had probably, I think it was 18 individuals that were that contributed to our top 5 or was 1 target underneath. Then the previous shoot, the co-shoot, it was an entirely different group. I mean, the depth is absolutely insane. Of the 33 kids, I think I've had 27 or 28 of them be in the top 5 or one under that. I mean, everyone's a contributing factor here. I mean, this is a roster that's full of talent.
Absolutely. That's awesome to hear, Coach. And one last question for you. Your first big test is going to be at the Midland Invite. Can you give us a preview on who will be there and what the high finish there means to your team?
Yeah, so this weekend is a big tournament. This is going to be a true test to what this team is capable of. We're going to Lincoln, Nebraska, at Lincoln Trap and Skeet, and that's always been a tougher place to compete against. We have Division II's runner-up in Fort Hays. They'll be there. Midland was 3rd place. We had Concordia, who was top 5 finish last year. I mean, we've got teams from all over the Great Plains and the Midwest coming here. This is a big tournament that's coming up, and so I'm really excited to hit the ground running. We start shooting Saturday morning, and the team is ready. They've been training hard, they've been working hard, and they've been improving. And I just can't wait to see what they can do when the going gets tough. We're going to see who's going to take the win this weekend.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, Colton. You can catch the William Penn Shotgun Sports team this weekend at the Midland Invite in Lincoln, Nebraska. And we are here with our last coach of the evening. It is the head football coach, Mark Benavides. I've been nervous all night, and then I sit here and I slowly get nervous for this interview, Coach. How's it going?
It's going great,
So starting 3-0 for the first time in 13 years, what does that mean to you and your program?
I mean, a lot of things. First off, I mean, the most important game's the next one, so it is what it is. 3-0, it's great, but we've got to worry about what we've got going on moving forward. But I would say some big things are simply the seniors, those guys that, as a freshman, they won a total of 3 games. So hopefully us as a coaching staff, as a team, we can do whatever we can to make sure we give them some more wins.
Absolutely, Coach. So what feels different about this team, if anything, compared to the past?
A number of things. So, like, going on to year 3, I've communicated, I think a big part of the transition is that year 2 to year 3 and where those guys can develop, what they can do. My first couple years, we relied on a lot of true freshmen to go be playmakers for us. And we still have some true freshmen that are doing that for us. But being in a situation where we've got finally some older guys, a bunch of seniors on offense, majority of our returning starters are coming back on offense or have been back on offense. Defense, we relied on a lot of true freshman defensive linemen now that are sophomores. And so simply getting these guys to buy in the process and understand what we're trying to accomplish day in, day out has been huge.
So kind of bouncing off that, you said you got some older guys in the program now. You got some older guys on the offensive side of the ball. Talk about how important that has been in all positions, having that leadership, that experience on the offensive side.
Yeah, so like looking at our schedule, we had a number of close losses the last couple of years. And at the end of the day, like you need to have older guys that can overcome adversity and know what grit is like and what they've got to do to go win and be successful. And so when you've got those older guys that have experienced some of that adversity, that know what it's going to be, know what what the expectations are, know what the standard are, and ultimately you have those guys hold each other accountable. It's extremely helpful for us. That way, it's not just myself as a coach saying, "Hey, go to class, go do this, go do that." People can lead by example and see those older guys ultimately lead for them.
Absolutely, Coach. So defensively, the squad is very young this year. But now some of them have a year of experience. You had a young team last year, getting some experience this year. Break that down, how it's working for the team with the younger defense compared to the offense.
Yeah, so defensively, last year, I think 8 of our top 10 defensive linemen were true freshmen. And so being sophomores is a huge advantage we have, simply getting that year under their belt. But on top of that, we've got some transfers. We've got some guys that might not have played a ton a year ago that are athletic as all get out. Unfortunately, we're in a spot where I've got a couple coaches over there, defensive coaches, that are letting those guys go fly around and go make plays.
Absolutely, Coach. Could you break down the game this weekend against Mid-American Nazarene?
Yeah, Mid-Am, a tough team. A playoff contending team. A team went to playoffs last year. They have been, lights out on defense at times. Offensively, they've had explosive playmakers. They've scored multiple touchdowns on special teams. It's a game that on paper we really shouldn't have a chance. You go look at a team that's been, in the playoffs and top 12 in the country, all this stuff against little old William Penn. But hopefully we're in a good spot right now. Our guys excited for what we've got going on. I'm very confident in the game plan we've got going on against these guys. But it's going to be a tough one, and I'm glad we're going to be at home. We've been road warriors the last 3 weeks, so finally glad I can sleep in my own bed and prepare for this game here in town. But it's going to be tough, but at the end of the day, make sure our guys go out there, execute, have a lot of energy, go bring the juice, and get after it.
So I have one kinda not really football related question for you, and then a personal question after that. Okay. So I've been talking. I played for you in the past, and I've been talking to some of my buddies that I played with that I'm pretty close with still, and we realized, hey, we all left the program and it got better. Was it maybe us that was the problem that whole time?
There might have been a little addition by subtraction there, but it is what it is.
Absolutely. And one last question. We talked earlier today. Can you give me a little insight on hole 14 at Oski Golf?
Heard it's a good time. I know last time I was there, I was watching Notre Dame football. I don't know what your thoughts are on Notre Dame football so far this year.
I have no comments.
Okay, I gotcha.
All right, we're going to end this now. You guys can catch William Penn football at 6 o'clock at home for their first home game and family weekend against Mid-AM this weekend. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Go Statesmen.